grocery shopping. It's about that time again. We're about out of everything in the house, pretty much. Haven't done this for a couple months, so evidently we're doing fairly decent with it. Kind of wanted to talk about some of the junk that's going on YouTube right now. Now, somebody with a channel as small as mine, this whole adpocalypse mess they're talking about, I notice it, but it's not just an adpocalypse. I have lost, at some point, about half of my subscribers. Because I had almost 3,000 subs. And all of a sudden it just dropped back down to like 1,400 and something. I didn't mention it at the time because I thought, well, maybe somebody made a mistake somewhere and I'll come back on here tomorrow and they'll be back. Nope. I'm thinking they did some kind of purge or something and purged a bunch of old accounts or something like that, but my channel's not that old, so there shouldn't have been a whole lot of old accounts that were subbed to me. Anyway, either way, all the more I make off of mine and all the more I upload, there's really not that much. It didn't affect me all that much because I'm still not doing it for the money. I mean, to get the money that I did get so that I could buy my 4K camera when I did. But the money's not what I'm in it for. Largely, I just do it because I like doing it. Now, the thing I kind of wanted to talk about is all this drama garbage that's on here. It's unreal to me that there even is such a thing as a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul. And a couple of years ago I was saying the same thing about Roman Atwood. And he wasn't ever even that controversial. He'd made me mad with, I don't know that I'd say mad. He frustrated me with buying these vehicles that were good running vehicles, and he just trashed them. Like the cop car that he brought back for a prank that he could have stripped and sold to some, or gave to some needy family rather than just make a big spectacle out of it. It is what it is. I mean, it's his money, heck with it. If he wants to blow it like that for a few views, then so be it. But it just amazes me that the more obnoxious you are, the more subscribers you get. And I mean, these people are following some of these folks just completely blindly. They don't care that they're not actually talented at all. I watched the Teen Choice Awards recap of it. Wasn't about to sit there watching it. I'm not a teen. It's been a long time since I was. And Logan Paul and Jake Paul were both up for a total of 5 awards. Logan Paul got the Choice YouTuber. He did actually win that one. And one other one, I believe. But the third one he didn't get. Jake Paul, because of his lame attempt at a rap, actually got Choice YouTube Music Star. And I'm like, dude, what? What he did is not what I call music. And I've got a pretty eclectic idea of what music is. He won it. I forget what the other one was that he won too, but the one that just kind of blew my mind was the music, the YouTube music, because there's so many way more qualified people on YouTube that should have gotten that award, which proves that those awards are nothing more than a popularity contest. Now, it may be that way with all awards. I don't know. It just amazes me, though, that all you've got to be is obnoxious or irritating and do a bunch of junk that don't make any sense, destroy a bunch of stuff, and the more of that you do, the more views you get. Now, I get it that that's largely because of the fact that a bunch of little kids are hopping on the bandwagon with that. And I don't understand how people can call themselves family friendly and they're still cussing. You might hear a word or two on mine slip out occasionally, but for the most part I keep myself reined in, because I've always marketed mine, or always thought of mine, as a family friendly channel. Now, there have been a few controversial topics that I've posted up, but for the most part, it's family friendly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good call.
Well, I know most of you don't follow me on Facebook. There's only a small handful of people that do, but here recently I ran across a deal on eBay. I just couldn't resist. Now see, you guys are on a suction cup window mount right now. That looks something almost exactly like this. The only difference is because of my 4K camera, it's about an inch longer. This is called the Fat Gecko. And my first one, because of the 4K camera, I spent the money and got the first one for $74 something, and that was catching it cheap. Most of them were like $130, $150. Now, you'll never guess, just a couple months later, how much I bought this one for. If the guys still got them available, I'll put the post up there. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, because that one was almost as cheap as one of those all plastic little gizmos that you get that's just got the little bent hook on it. Put it this way, it wasn't no $74. It was cheap. Them little all plastic jobs that's got a little hook on it, and the screw on the end of the hook. Those are anywhere from, I think I've seen them as low as $7, as high as $14, $15. Which somewhere, on my desk at home, I've got one of those too. Yeah. The thing that blows my mind is these YouTubers that are getting famous for being just total idiots, clowns. There's no talent. They're not really doing anything that entertaining, but yet millions of people join in to watch them every day. Once the whole pranking thing kind of went down the tubes and everybody quit doing that, hey, stupid ass, are you flipping kidding me? Gets in the far right hand lane and makes a left turn. Are you? Oh, Illinois, never mind. Says it all. I should have just hit her. If it wouldn't have totaled out either her truck or mine, and her probably not have the right amount of insurance to repair mine. I can't do without mine that long. I'd have nailed her. Away from her. Freaking idiot. Anyway, was saying before the North decided to try and cave everything in for us, these people don't have any discernible talent. There's no, I just don't get what's so watchable about them. And I'll admit, I've watched a few of each of their videos. Some of it was just so outlandish that I caught myself actually paying attention to what the storyline of each of their videos were for a few days, and I'm like, and then they came out with their little raps. They were okay. They weren't what I'd call good. Of course, both of them have admitted that neither one of them can rap. But yet the people just watch and watch and watch. every word they say, word for word, and I'm like, and then you got people taking their kids, underage kids at that, to California to the Team 10 house, getting their cars towed because you can't park on the street there anymore. Dudes caused enough havoc in that neighborhood that if you park on the street, they'll run you off or give you a ticket or tow you. Beak off at them, they'll come after you. Wow. It's just ridiculous. I mean, just plain and simple. No two ways about it. Ridiculous.
Bruh.
But yet, they're climbing the charts. Of course, a lot of it may be too that they're actually doing something. They're actually posting videos. And most everybody else, because of the ad revenue dropping like it did, is just saying, man, screw it.
Let's do this.
That's not been my deal. My deal is I don't have anything entertaining to present to you for the most part. I'm not picking the camera up.
Look at all those chickens.
If I had something that was hugely entertaining, I'd pick the camera up, put it on a tripod, and go for a ride and talk about it. Or show clips of some of it from off of videos or off of the internet.
Do it.
But there just hasn't been that much. Oh, one thing I touched on a long time ago, and I'm going to kind of touch on it a little bit again. I know nobody that it means anything to is going to watch this, but just on the offhand chance that later they do, to give you an idea, I was born up north. I was raised in the south after we got done moving all over the world. Oh shoot. 98 mile an hour. Yikes.
And just be chill, dude.
After we got done moving all over the world, we settled in Middle Georgia. Now, the biggest part of Georgia history, which was one of my, it was just a big part of our curriculum. But the biggest part of any of the history classes in Georgia, whether it be elementary, middle school, or high school, the largest part of those were Georgia history. Now, they didn't drive that slavery was good or that anybody was right or wrong, and they didn't drive any of that into our heads. What they did was explain some of the things that led up to the war, how people handled fighting in the war, the stuff they went through, the escaping of the slaves and the Underground Railroad, and all the black history that goes along with the Civil War, that stemmed from the Civil War. And you know, growing up in the 80s, nobody had a problem with it. The lesson wasn't any different. most part, you never heard somebody using the N-word. Or if you did, they got their butt whipped. And nobody jumped in when they did. I mean, I grew up in Middle Georgia. There's a bunch of country boys and a bunch of black people. That's pretty much the whole state. You didn't cross the line with either one of them. Of course, here I am, a damn Yankee. Moved from of course, I never lived up north. So, with the exception of 1 year that we lived in Ohio. No, that's not true either.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
Because before we moved to Spain, we lived in Illinois. We lived in Champaign, Illinois. Before I was born, my parents lived in Minot, North Dakota. Right after I was born, we moved to Thailand. Moved back to Ohio for like 6 months. Then went to Spain. Lived in Spain for 3.5 years. Came back. Went to, to Spain and then Germany. Went to Rhein-Main, Germany. Stuttgart. Came back. I never lived there, but I went to visit my aunt and uncle in Athens, Greece. That was an interesting place, let me tell you. Of course, they lived all over the place. Kenya. I think they went to Kenya twice, if I remember right. But anyway. I never really lived up north 6 months at a time, here and there. 6 months at a time twice, and then a year. My dad got out once we got back from Spain. He got out for a year and then went right back in, and we moved to Biloxi, Mississippi. And oh my God. I went from people talking just how I was used to hearing them, kind of fast-paced, Yankee accents and all that, to people taking 5 years to say anything. And they'd start talking, and I'd think they were done and go to say something, and they're, hold on, I'm not done. Excuse me. They had just cleared their throat. They hadn't even spoke the first word yet. I thought they were done already.
Gotcha, bitch.
Anyway, my point was, we grew up with the same monuments, the same teachings. It was worse as far as race relations goes back then, because there really wasn't any. That's the one thing that Ronald Reagan never focused on. And Jimmy Carter sure as heck didn't. Ronald Reagan pretty much dominated the 80s. So, and then George Bush Sr. took over. And I don't remember hearing a whole lot when he was in about race relations either. It wasn't a thing. Everybody knew that there were racist people and that they did and said a bunch of really stupid stuff, but it wasn't a big deal. You could ride around in the back of your truck, or ride around in the back of a pickup truck with a Dixie flag flying out the back and just be called a redneck, not a racist. The Ku Klux Klan and the Nazi Party and all those are the ones that made those things hateful by adopting them for themselves. On their own, they're not hate-related things. That's just like this Nathan Bedford Forrest that they're having such a issue about in Nashville right now. College dorm at MTSU, right there by my office in downtown. One of the dorms is called Forest Hall. And everybody's losing their dang mind to get that changed because Nathan Bedford Forrest started the KKK. I want you people to, before you go getting triggered or offended, take a couple minutes and go read up what all happened. Research it. Don't take anybody's word for it. You research that stuff for yourself. I was kind of appalled when I found that out too, because I thought, as a general rule, Nathan Bedford Forrest was a good guy, a decent man. And when I heard that, I was like, well, there goes that. Until I got to reading. Yes, he did, in fact, start the KKK. When he started it, it was not a racist outfit. It was also all Republicans. Then the Democrats got a hold of it. And they started turning it into something ugly about race. Now, this is in everything I've read on this, and there's plenty out there to read, trust me. He parted ways with the KKK, washed his hands with the whole affair as soon as the Democrats got involved and started turning it into being all about racism. And he never went back, never looked back. So while yes, he did technically start the KKK, he wasn't a racist.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
And what really gets me is these people that are ripping down the monuments because they don't like them. And most of them haven't got a clue. That's just like this past election. They're out there asking these kids, why do you hate Donald Trump? I don't know, I just do. Or because my friends hate him. And because he's this or because he's that. And any of the talking points that the people come up with for the news. Not a one of them did a bit of research on any of it. They just didn't like him because their friends didn't like him. Or didn't like him because Hillary was in the lead and they don't vote for a loser. And they all thought that right up until election day when Donald Trump won that sucker by a fair amount. Had they actually voted instead of thinking, oh, we won it, heck with it, I'm not going to go even vote. 35% of the country, 35% of the registered voters did not vote at all. Never went to the polls. And they blame Donald Trump. Oh, he's a racist. He's a misogynist. He's a this, he's that. And he may well be. I don't like the guy myself. I think they ought to take his phone and just break that sucker every time I see another post from him on Twitter. He's a dang president, not a Twitter junkie. But for whatever reason, it's more important to him to tweet than it is to run the dang country. I'll never understand that. Not in a million years. He's worse than a crack addict with Twitter. And I've messaged, I don't know how many times, telling him, you know, maybe things wouldn't be so bad if you weren't saying such outlandish garbage on your Twitter feed. Even put on there begging him, please stop using Twitter.
And just be chill, dude.
And I'm not alone. I saw several other people doing it too. Because it's embarrassing to think that the person that you voted for, and I did, I'll admit it, I wasn't voting for Donald Trump, I was voting against Hillary Clinton.
You need Jesus!
And yeah, all of you are probably sitting there going, well, that just shows how smart you are. Yeah, well, maybe. But we're not up to our eyeballs in controversy and war and getting fleeced by the person that's running the whole show like we would have been if Hillary Clinton would have won. And the only reason that the people are getting as much publicity as they are on the nighttime talk shows is because of the fact that they're talking down about Trump, and as soon as Trump got elected, he's racist, he's misogynist, he's this, he's that. Mind you, none of it's ever been proven. It's all he said, she said. Not that I'm saying that it's wrong either way, but nobody's ever done anything to prove one way or the other. It's just whoever feels like getting up and running their yap today, that's the one that people listen to.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
It just amazes me that what stupid people in small groups can make happen. It's not too long until they make a little bit of sense with somebody outside the group. And before you know it, everybody's on the bandwagon. Everybody's triggered. Everybody's offended. I wish those two words would just go away. This country has become such a little whiny crybaby about everything, and none of it makes a bit of sense. But like I was saying, when I was in high school, we learned all the same stuff. Actually, they go a little bit more in depth with it now. And it's no different. It's the exact same stuff we were taught. Now they have more to teach them because of the things that happened in the 90s and the early 2000s that was made into history. But I just don't get how one small group can become triggered and offended, and all of a sudden all the monuments have got to come down, all the flags have got to go away, all the this and that, and it stands for this hatred and racism and blah blah blah, and it's all wrong. That's not what the stuff stands for. That's not what it was used for until these idiots with the KKK grabbed up their little flagpoles with those flags on them and started spouting their racist garbage for people to hear.
Look at all those chickens.
You know the easiest way to shut somebody like that up And it works every dang time. Ignore them. You think I'm playing, or if you think I'm full of it, try it. You ignore somebody long enough, they get tired of hearing themselves talk. No lie. It's very effective. You quit interacting with people that you don't think should be interacted with. It's just a matter of time till they shut up and go away. Works every time.
Yeah!
But what makes me mad is that all that history, all those monuments that you drive into somebody's town and you got the little placards and everything up that say what happened here and what happened just down the road that led to this marker being here, and all those are going away now. If it has anything whatsoever to do with the Civil War or the Confederacy or just anything anybody can get triggered over, then they're automatically petitioning to get it taken away or taken down or destroyed somehow. Watched on the news yesterday, 1,000-year-old statue. I think it was Robert E. Lee, if I remember right. Just been standing there for over 1,000 years, and these morons just yanked the thing down and completely destroyed it. Not because it was Civil War, I guarantee you. They tore it down because it was a bandwagon item, something to be offended by for the moment, to get to where they could scream and get people to pay them attention. That's all this stuff is anymore. That's all anybody wants, is all the attention they can get. Don't care who they hurt to get it. Don't care how they hurt them to get it. As long as they get it.
I don't give a damn, son.
It beats all I ever saw. I mean, I thought that people grew up. I mean, after you turn like 10 years old, you're supposed to be trying to learn to be an adult. Not wallowing in being a 4 and 5 year old, seeking attention anywhere they can get it. But that's what gets all these people all this attention and eventually all this money. There's no sense whatsoever in it. And until people stand up and put their foot down about this stuff, it's just going to continue on and on and on. Before you know it, that movie Idiocracy that everybody thinks that they laugh at it because it's so far-fetched that it's just funny. People, we're heading to a point that's going to be reality. I mean, people are heading to the point that they're going to be that stupid. And it's sad. But, I mean, look at this genius up here in Bowling Green. Getting the far right-hand turning only lane and gonna turn left in front of me. There was 2 lanes that turn left and 1 lane that turn right, or you can go straight across. 2 lanes, the light for the 2 lanes turning left come on. She didn't even have a light. She was still sitting at a red. Ran that red and cut me off, almost ran into the front of my truck. Is it because she was too stupid to drive? She was from up north, and people up there tend to get in more accidents than a lot of the people in the south. But it's possible. We could write that down as one thing that might occur. Was she just being selfish and didn't care that she almost ran into my truck? That's probably possible too, because she didn't even flinch when I honked the horn at her to make her pay attention to the fact that she was about to hit me. Or was she just all me first and wanting the attention? That could be too, but I'm thinking it's more that she was just trying to get away with something. Not for attention, just to see if she could do it. Not paying attention to what the heck she was doing. And pulled out there and turned left, thinking that she could get out there, and turned and in the lane before I did. And she's lucky I didn't just stomp it like I sometimes do when the traffic light turns green, because I'd have plastered her little Honda minivan all over the side of the road. She had like a 2004 Honda Odyssey van, it looked like. Anyway, yeah, this bit for attention is, and being offended at everything and being triggered by everything has got to stop. The word triggered needs to go away. Being offended needs to go away. Jumping on every daggum bandwagon that comes along really needs to go away, because that's gotten so old. Nobody does anything original anymore. Everything's a copy of somebody else. Somebody else did it, well, I'm going to do it too. And I'm guilty of it myself. I was watching Adam's vlogs yesterday, and he got in his truck and mounted his GoPro on the back window of the cab and was showing the view going down the road, shining through the cab and out the front of his truck. And I thought it was a pretty neat angle. Even mentioned in the comments to him, I might have to try that with another camera and just switch back and forth between cameras. Now, I didn't do it, but because I thought it was neat and it made for a neat video, it was something different, I thought about trying it, and I didn't. I left that alone. That was his deal. I need to come up with something of my own, something original, and don't be copying everything everybody else does. I can't sit there and complain about the hypocrisy of all these big YouTubers and then sit here being a hypocrite myself, or sitting here copying somebody myself. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. And that's the reason that I didn't have a camera hooked up on my back window. Of course, I could take the back window out, and I've got a GoPro Lite camera, one of those fake ones, that I think it'll record for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I could suction cut mount it to the little wing thing that hangs off the back of my truck and get a open air view of the with the sound and everything facing back that way. Of course, the sound on that camera sucks. So anyway, yeah, don't be copying everybody. I mean, we gotta. I am so sick. I mean, like with the movies, I am so sick of remakes. And a lot of them will say, oh, well, we didn't exactly remake it because that was a series, this is a movie. It's still a remake. And if it's not the same thing, it's not a good remake. If the people don't act the same, or the same kind of thing doesn't occur, which, and a lot of them they don't, it's a bad remake. Dukes of Hazzard, A-Team, Wonder Woman. I haven't seen the Wonder Woman movie, but it's not the show. It's a movie. The one that really just tore me up, actually there's two of them. Ghostbusters, I still have not seen and will not see the female version. You just can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. You can't. There's no replacing Dan Aykroyd and all the others in the original. That's a one-time, one-shot deal. There's no other version that's ever going to be acceptable to anybody except a bunch of mindless twits that don't care that they're just bastardizing every nice piece of cinema that came out of the 80s. I even saw one where they were talking about trying to redo Back to the Future. Really?
Really?
Really? Really?
There's another one I won't go see if it's done. Karate Kid. I've got nothing whatsoever against Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son. He's a good kid. Nothing in the world against him. But there's no way that I was going to go watch Karate Kid remake. None whatsoever. Matter of fact, I don't think I've watched any of the remakes. Well, Gone in 60 Seconds I did. That was a remake of a movie from the 70s. I never saw the original movie in the 70s, so the one that was the remake actually was the one that I've watched, and the one that I associate it with when somebody says Gone in 60 Seconds. But it's unreal. Oh, and then they've got this girl today that popped up saying that she was raped by Jake Paul and her friend was raped. Or no, it wasn't by Jake Paul. I take that back. She said it was a large, like in the millions, large YouTuber that raped her friend and another person that raped her. And then she used Jake Paul and whatever his name, Cameron Dallas, I think it is, in her tags. Now, they've quit doing it, but back in the day, that would have got you banned off of YouTube. That's like putting a woman in a bikini on every one of your thumbnails just to get people to click on it and watch it. And they called that content gaming back in the day, and they would either shut your video off, delete it, or lock your channel for it. I think at first they'd warn you, and then if you didn't take it down or you did it again, they would delete the video. And if you continued to do it, then they'd lock your channel and shut it down. They quit doing that. Obviously they did. Look at all the clickbait that's out there now. I mean, clickbait that has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with what people's videos are about. It's ridiculous. But anyway, my nice little chat with you for the day. I'm going to get in here and get all these frozen foods put up before they melt and make for a big old mess. I have to eat it all, which I can't do, or feed it to the dogs, which I don't need to. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you that's still here. And I'm getting ready to start doing a lot more videos. I've already made it over 1,000 subs. I don't know if I've hit 2 yet or not, because I don't watch my subs usually. I'm on YouTube every day, pretty much all day long. But I don't pay attention to how many subscribers I've got. That could be a downfall, but I don't. If I've already hit 2,000, then I'm going to do a giveaway. I haven't quite figured out what. I'm thinking probably some of my review items. But, because those are brand new, never been used other than to take them out and show them and maybe try it out and then put them right back in the box. So, I'm thinking I've got 2 of those monoscopes, the monocular. I've got a thing for your back that I've been using that's actually paid off pretty good. I'll be talking about that one soon too. It's called Chiroback, and it's actually helped me quite a bit. Not enough, but I'm in a lot better shape now with my lower back than I have been for a while. And I'll bring that out and show it and talk about it, and because I've got to send them a video of it anyway, just talking about how it helped and what I noticed using it. But anyway, there's more coming, and I'm getting ready to start doing giveaways and such, and they may not be anything enormous at first, but as things progress, every 1,000 subs, I'm going to do another giveaway. And you guys can get upset if you want with the way I do it, but all I'm going to do is have you put in that you're here for the giveaway, and I'll go down the list, count up all the people that commented that they're ready or that they're here for the sub. Now you'll have to comment and like the video. If you don't like the video, comment don't count. But what I'm going to do is just go down the list, everybody that commented, then I'll go to like random.org, enter in the full number, and just hit generate a number, and whoever that number is, that's who's going to get whatever it is for the day. And there's going to be a lot of them, I'm hoping. I'd like for there to be a lot of these. Again, I don't care too much about how many subs I've got. I really don't I'm not particularly fond of losing them like I did, but you know what, it's a setback. You just accept it and go on. There's not much else you can do. It wouldn't do me any good whatsoever to complain to YouTube about it, because one, they don't listen. There's no line of communication with creators at all, so that's the reason that I'm not more into doing videos and posting more stuff up on here than I am. I kind of lost my heart for it all because, not really, I mean, lost my drive. Because I was posting up anything and everything that I could find that was entertaining to do, and I've got a bunch of ideas in mind right now, but I'm not in any rush hurry to do them because it's not going to draw people in that much faster, and even if I do, they'll wind up deleting half of the people that I get when I get to a certain point anyway. I don't know why, but that's what it seems like happens. It's like I'm at 2,000, I'm about to hit 3,000, back down to 1,400. Anyway, I thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching and listening to me rant and talk about just anything and everything. And there's more coming. Not sure when, because I'm not sure when I'll be able to do a lot of this stuff that I'm wanting to do, but there are things that I'd like to go do right about now that I'm not normally driven to do.